Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to In the Pocket, presented by CrossBonesMMA. My name is Eddie Long. In case you forgot what it looked like, that is Nick Pilecki. In case you forgot what he looks like, I know we've been gone for a minute, but we back. It's the start of a new year. Although we waited quite 27 days to fucking do a show or something.
I know.
So we're gonna be real relaxed, kick back, and talk a lot of stuff. So let's get right into it, man. UFC 196 was the news. All right, if you guys missed it, which I'm sure you didn't, but if you did miss it for some reason, Cain Velasquez once again injured. This time it's a supposedly more serious issue. A back nerve. It's an injury that could definitely mess with him the rest of his career, the rest of his life. So the doctors basically recommend that he pull out of this fight, and he did, right? So that's pretty good. I mean, okay, you tell me. It's we got so far. Cain Velasquez, back injury, nerve. One, were you surprised he got injured? And two, the nerve injury, would you have pulled out if the doctor had told you that?
Am I surprised? Yes and no. But yes, I was surprised. I was disappointed that he got injured. But yes, I would have pulled out for that nerve injury. The doctors even came out, I think it said a statement that it could have been career ending if he would have fought and that nerve would have tore. So yeah, no, I don't blame him at all. Shit happens, man. And a lot of people are hating on AK, saying that they're training. It's not, I don't think it's camp. I think it's just Cain's body. It's just the way he trains. It's his body just adapting, and it fucking sucks. So shit happens.
Yeah, I mean, and again, if you drive a truck and you're going 100,000 miles, you're going 100 miles an hour every day, 24 hours a day. At some point, that engine's gonna bust on you, right? Mm-hmm. And Cain's been going forever since he's been wrestling since a kid, all the way through college, and then fights and all that. So, and at this point, we expect Cain Velasquez to be injury prone. Okay, yeah. So he pulls out. Literally a couple hours later, they announced Stipe versus Verdum. Stipe stepping in, finally getting his title shot. And what does Verdum do the next day? He withdraws from UFC 196. That's where I had a problem. Now, a lot of people are immediately going to be like, oh, he doesn't like Verdum anyway. And, hashtag Verdum is running. I think he's running, but for a good reason. But here's the thing about Verdum. So he claims he has a foot injury. He has a back injury. He wasn't able to spar and all sorts of stuff. Here's what annoyed me is that they announced Stipe. He allows them to announce Stipe, right, before announcing that he's pulling out that he's injured. That's one. Two, he puts in there, if Cain was and this is a statement that he made, if Cain was still fighting, I would still fight. That is not only annoyed the hell out of me, but it pissed a lot of people off, right? So, once again, Stipe gets screwed out of his title shot, if you want to put it that way, I guess. Now, was it a smart thing to do? Yes, right? You don't want to have to fight somebody on 2 weeks' notice who's a way different fighter than you've been training for. Stipe brings a different game than Cain does. If you think about it, not by too much difference, I still think Verdum would have found a way to submit him, but had the fight even gone on. But out of nowhere, he's just like, memories of watching JDS for Stipe maybe came back. I'm not really sure what was going on with Verdum. But claims injuries, withdraws. Now the fight's completely off, right? Mm-hmm. So when you heard Verdum got hurt and you heard he withdrew, what was your first thought?
Still shocked. Rarely do we see that happen, that someone pulls out and then there's a replacement. It's already official, and then the other person pulls out. I was shocked. I didn't believe you in the chat that we have. You put it, he's running. And I thought you were joking too. And then I looked it up and okay, it's real. I was shocked, but I don't blame him at all. 2 weeks notice to fight someone who just knocked the hell out of JDS. If you were injured and you're training all this time for Cain, since he won the belt, even before he won the belt, when he was training for Cain, he's been training for Cain basically for all this time. And then he gets a new opponent 2 weeks later. I don't blame him for pulling out. Saying his back hurt, his legs hurt, whatever. But he could have gone it a different way. Could have said, no, I don't want to fight Stipe. I just want to wait for Cain. I'll pull out of the fight too. I'll help you try to find a main event or interim belt or something. But I don't know. I was shocked.
Here's the thing about Stipe. Look, that JDS fight, I know he lost it. I was there. I got to see it. And I still think Stipe won that fight. But he did lose by decision. After that, TKO's Mark Hunt in 5 rounds of just pain. for Mark Hunt. Unfortunately, I was actually pulling for Mark in that one. And then he TKO'd Andre actually early this month. So, it just he was ready. The guy's fresh. He's ready to go. He just fought. I don't see where too much of the downside for Verdum would be other than putting his belt up against a new opponent. Now, here's what bothers me about Verdum. And again, people can be like, oh, he's hating. Especially Jesse. Jesse's going to be like, Jesse's a huge Verdum guy. Anyone that trains at King's MMA, Jesse's already on your bandwagon. Just admit it. It is what it is. All right. And I don't care. It's whatever. I'm a Kane fan, so I don't, when I heard he was injured, I was like, shit. But okay, that would happen. Shout out to Andy, who's watching us here. Oh, by the way, you can reach out to us on Twitter at elaw31 for me, at NickXMicro for Nick, and also on the chat on YouTube. And Joker's on here. Joker says, yo, exactly. I think people giving Verdum shit are idiots. Kane also pulled out. Kane also pulled out 2 weeks beforehand on 180. Mike Jarve saying, you don't come out to say you'll fight Kane injured but not Stipe. It sounds like a cop-out. That's exactly my point. That's exactly my point. You don't say, you're not going to say that. And not only that, Verdum has criticized Kane for excuses. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's criticized Kane for excuses for not fighting because he withdrew whatever at 180 for the injury, and then for saying that, oh well, I didn't get acclimated in the altitude, which does sound like an excuse. But you can't call someone else an excuses and then say I'll fight Kane if he's still fighting, but I won't fight Stipe because my back hurts. Like, you know what I mean? So for Verdum to actually get upset about that is pretty stupid.
Yeah. Well, what Andrew just said, if you want to read it out, he said, to me, Verdum pulling out was an insult to Kane. He's saying he's even broken, could beat him down, but not Stipe.
Yeah, you can say that too. I mean, and honestly, maybe he could. Look, at this point, I don't think Verdum beat Kane because Kane wasn't acclimated to the altitude. Mm-hmm. I think Verdum beat Kane because he's a better fighter, and there's no way around that. You know what I mean? I honestly, like I said, I'm a Kane fan. I was going to pull for Kane at the end of that fight, and that's just me being a fan. But if you think about it, without being biased, without me saying, oh, Team Kane and all that, I thought Verdum has the upper hand in that fight anytime. Yeah. Sea level, again, Denver out, altitude didn't matter. I think Verdum still is a favorite and still is supposed to win the fight. I thought if Kane was going to win, he's going to have to pull some kind of upset, right? Mm-hmm. So, all right, so fight's canceled. Stipe don't get a fight. Yeah, Verdum's out. Joker on the YouTube saying Verdum was injured. Also, he has a perfect stylistic matchup against a pressure fighter like Kane, since he's a jiu-jitsu master. And Kane charging at him, basically walking to a sub after sub. That's exactly what happened in their last fight. Yeah, their only fight they've had so far. And then Stipe's a completely different fighter with too many variables. It would have been a terrible decision taking on a new opponent, whoever it was, even if he was injured. Here's the thing. I get that. And like I said when we started this whole thing, right? It's a smart thing to do. It's to withdraw from fighting Stipe. Wait in from fighting. Okay? Smart thing to do. However, you can't talk all that crap about Kane and excuses, and I'll fight Kane. I'll fight Kane still injured, but I won't fight Stipe. You know what I mean? You can't say all that. The smart thing Verdum would have done is to have withdrawn the same day Kane did. As soon as he heard about it, he'd be like, hey, I got to go too. I'm hurt. And not said a word to anybody. Just shut up. You know what I mean? I think that would have been a smart thing to do. Don't come out and say, oh, but, if Kane was still fighting, I would still fight, but I'm not fighting this guy. No way. My back hurts. I mean, it's like the second he heard Kane's injured, he's like, oh, damn. All right, well. And then they heard Stipe's in. He's like, Stipe's in? My back hurt. I'm out. You know what I mean?
It's like that bully. It's like the bully.
Call the UFC, man. I'm out. My back hurt.
You have to think about it. It's like that bully on the playground. He's picking on that one kid. He walks away, and then someone comes up and defends him, and he's like, "Oh no, not that guy, go. Right? Mom's calling me. I gotta go. I just don't. No."
Yeah, exactly. My homie over at Pocket MMA saying Verdum's scared. He could be, man. He could be. I take it back. No, I completely take that back. Verdum's not scared. Verdum's not scared of anybody. He's just not ready. Look, like I said, and I was talking to you before we started the show.
Yeah,
he's pulling a Jones when Jones refused to fight Chael. Except Jones was honest about it. Jones was like, "Yeah, I'm not fighting that guy. I trained for this guy. I trained for the guy that used to be a wrestler, but now just has a right hand and a shuffle. That's all he's got. He's got shuffle, H-bomb. Shout out to Tommy Toho. But he's got shuffle, H-bomb. He's got shuffle H-bomb. I'm not training for Chael, who actually wrestles and actually takes you down and shit. I'm training for that guy at all. I'm not fighting that guy. But doing the exact same thing, except, and you're gonna love this, he had excuses. That's all it was. Okay. So again, not disrespecting Verdum at all. Okay. I'm pointing out what it is. And then he came out with a stupid statement was I think today saying a bunch of garbage. Like he said a lot of words that meant nothing. You know what I mean? In the statement. So whatever makes you feel better, Fabricio, but you still have excuses. You still pulled out of a fight that you probably should have taken, even if it was smart money to not do it. But again, had you not said a word about excuses and all that stuff, had he not said if Kane's still in this fight, I would still be fighting. You know what I mean? Had he not said that, I wouldn't say a word. I'd be like, yeah, smart money, man. You shouldn't be fighting a guy that's way different and it brings way different game plan, especially if your back actually is jacked and your foot actually, hasn't, especially if you haven't been able to spar or train because of those injuries, right? So we have no more heavyweight fight in main event. Instead of Stipe against anybody, I mean, people were talking Stipe against Josh Barnett trying to get that fight. And I'll name the other fight that I think should have been made, but they didn't. But we'll talk about that right after this part. They have moved UFC 196 to free TV. So instead of dishing out $60 to watch Hendricks versus Scale and then Hendricks against Thompson the next night, you get to watch that for free on Fox Sports 1. So, and you know what? If you change that, what?
Imagine how shitty that would be if Hendricks doesn't make weight. No, if Hendricks does not make weight. No, I want to see this fight. I just want to see someone knock. We'll get into that later.
Oh, no. Let's get into it now. Look, okay. Stephen Thompson is a karate guy. He's a stand-up kid, right? I mean, for the most part, right? Mm-hmm. Hendricks is a wrestler whose the last few fights have been mostly take you down and help you to a decision. You know what I mean? He's not that guy that's going to throw with you anymore. He went from it's like when guys, as soon as they win the belt, they're just trying to find a way not to lose it instead of finding ways to earn it again and again and again to defend it, right? And that's kind of what he did. So it's a real weird thing, but I don't know who to pick in this fight. I hope we get to see the fight. I hope Hendricks makes weight. Supposedly he's on point. He claims he's on point, but he's done that a million times and he's missed weight who knows how many times. So but anyway, but what do you think? You want to see Thompson knock him out? You think it happens?
Yes, I do. I've been watching Stephen Thompson since he's got into the UFC. I like his kicks. He's a huge kickboxer, flashy kicks and everything like that. But he knows when and how to throw them at the right moment. And I think he's going to do that to Hendricks when he comes in for a takedown or just ducks down a little bit. He's going to catch him with it. But then again, like you said, Johnny Hendricks has that wrestling. And he's going to try to take him down and wrestle fuck him to death, which we're probably going to see for a little bit. But then Stephen Thompson's going to clip him. I'm excited for this fight.
No, I'm a big fan of Thompson. You know what I mean? Even though they should call him the Wonder Man instead. He's like 37 years old, man. Chill. But Fight Book makes a really good point, saying Hendricks will make weight. He has the best nutritionist, Leo Giordano. I've heard about this guy already, and he's actually really good. I don't think he's as expensive as Mike Dolce, because Dolce charges mad money for fighters. You know what I mean? But I hope he makes weight. I just want to see the fight. So now your card is now an FS1. Here's how shocking this was to the UFC. UFC.com has not updated the cover for this event and has not updated the card. In fact, the cover still shows Verdum and Kane face to face, right? And then the main event is still Fabricio against Stipe. So this is the UFC's on all kinds of just what the hell just happened. So your main event is now Johnny Hendricks against Stephen Thompson, and then Roy Nelson against Jared Rosholt in the heavyweights. The 205ers come in. Ovin St. Preux against Javier Cavalcante, which is going to be a good fight. Joseph Benavidez against Zach Makovsky. And then I think Joshua Bergman versus KJ News is going to end up being the one that gets bumped up to the main card. But again, it's free. It's a free card. It's actually, now that it's free, it's kind of stacked. You know what I mean? Especially if Hendricks finds a way to make weight and actually that fight with Thompson actually goes down. Pretty solid free card. So it's free. Now we get to watch it for free. We don't have to pay $60. Some of us weren't planning on paying $60 anyway. But it's good for everybody now that we don't have to pay at all. Andy says, hasn't Hendricks Steakhouse just gone tits up? Has it?
I don't think so.
Only if he ate it into bankruptcy. That's kind of it.
I don't know.
Any research on it, so I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's still there. I was planning on going when I was going up to Dallas, but I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, well, say hi to Johnny when he's crying depression tears and has a big black eye from a spinning back fist from Thompson knockout. I'm already calling the shot. All right. Now the fight that I thought would have been awesome to replace the main event once the Stipe Verdum fight fell through, it didn't happen. I'm not sure why, but now I hope that this starts the train to make this fight happen. Nate Diaz offered to fight Anthony Pettis on short notice at UFC 196 as the main event. They said, now UFC says no, whatever. But now I hope that this is the fight. You know what I mean? Like, Nate played it pretty smart. Now that the news is out there, people are going to be like, well, yeah, we do want to see Nate against Pettis. What's up? So they make that fight. I propose UFC 209. Make it in California.
Stupid.
UFC 209, okay? You're gonna have, it's gonna be the most. You gotta make a pay-per-view because it's gonna be the most disrespectful card in the history of the UFC. It's gonna be Stockton slaps and what up, bitch? What up, homie? Fuck you, Stockton. All this other shit. What? The entire time. Unfortunately, no, actually, by then Nick should be.
Nick will be available. So.
Ooh, dude. Dude, that would be so sick. Now I'm usually against brothers and family being on the same card, as we saw with Anthony and Sergio Pettis when Anthony lost his belt and Sergio lost earlier that night. I'm usually against it, but I think the Diaz brothers could pull it off. Not to mention, come on, UFC 209. I know it's what's the word for it? Cheesy, cliche, whatever you want to call it. Okay, but you got to make it happen. Come on. You get the entire city you get Lodi, Stockton, every city around there will be going to that thing. I'm going to be going to that thing. And I'm in Phoenix. I'll drive over there. I'll get my tickets. You kidding me? I'm not going to miss that. I ain't missing UFC 209. You kidding me? Just here's the thing. As soon as the event's over, I'm going to haul ass to my car, though, because someone's getting shot right after that event, right outside the place. You know what I'm saying? So Fred says, yep, Johnny's restaurant did go tits up.
Oh,
no
damn.
And he says, fuck Big Rig anyways, dude. Fuck Big Rig anyways. Dude ain't had an exciting fight since Moses was in short pants. Dayton, Ohio, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Anyway, yeah, UFC 209. That's what I'm talking about. Dude, Dana White, hit me up. I will plan this whole thing out. It will be the best, greatest marketing strategy in the history of the UFC. I'll give you an example. First 1,000 fans get smacked in the face. Get a Stockton slap in the face.
What the fuck?
Somebody from Stockton. We'll have I'm working on this. Hold on. We'll have Gilbert Melendez on one entrance, Jake Shields on another one. Who else is out of that camp? Hell, we'll bring Rhonda in for that because Rhonda's friends with the Diaz brothers. We'll bring everybody from that camp in every entrance. First 1,000 fans get slapped in the face with a big old, and then we'll have like ink 209 and like red letters on their hands so it sticks on their face. You know what I mean? Come on. It'd be great. And it's only going to be the people going to go watch the prelims that they get slapped anyway, so whatever. Anyway, there's my dumbass rant for the show, or maybe not. All right, so just recently they actually announced Tony Ferguson against Michael Johnson, and supposedly Michael Johnson withdrew. I don't mind it. I mean, the fight's weird to begin with, right? Michael Johnson already beat Tony Ferguson by decision.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird for Tony to be on such a long win streak, and then get Michael Johnson to get the win back. But the story is that Tony wanted to fight before his son or his baby. I don't know what it is. So, but before his baby was born, his next child. Now Michael Johnson withdraws, and rumors are, and it's been talked about by a lot of people. So I'm assuming it's actually true. They're working on making Khabib Nurmagomedov against Tony Ferguson in April, which I believe is after. I think his kid would be born. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know all the details on that. But that was a fight. That's the fight to make, right? Khabib against Tony.
Yeah, but he's not going to show. He's going to get injured again. I fucking foresee. I see it now.
Khabib out.
He's going to get injured again. He's going to pull a cane 2 weeks before the fight. No,
that's called pull a Verdum. Actually, no, you're right. That'd be pulling a cane. That'd be pulling a cane. Verdum would be like, oh wait, he's not fighting. My back. My back. I'm out. Okay. Anyway, but I prefer.
I want to see it. I do want to see it, but yeah. I don't think we're gonna see. I don't know.
I'll tell you what.
The odds are not in our favor.
I'll tell you what. It's a big fight for Khabib to come back off an injury off. You know what I mean? to get a guy that's on that kind of a streak, like Tony Ferguson's looking like a beast right now. That'd be and yeah, Joker confirming, yeah, he wanted to fight before April, so now it's April. That's just how the business goes. I mean, the other fight that I heard about, I didn't talk to you about this for the show, so I guess it's gonna be fresh. I'm sure you heard about it. The rumors are it's gonna be BJ Penn.
Oh god damn.
Against Dennis Siver.
BJ Penn wins.
Exactly. That's the problem. No.
It's stupid. They're trying to build him. They're trying to build him back.
Right, but you just said it perfectly. BJ Penn wins? Question mark? We don't know. We don't fucking know what he's got, right? He moved over. He moved down over to Greg Jackson's. You assume he's going to come in, obviously, with better coaching, a better game plan. You know what I mean? But
come on,
whatever. I mean, I don't want to see him fight anymore. I don't know why he's coming back.
It better not be on pay-per-view.
No, I won't be paid. There's no way. I mean, the only way it's pay-per-view is it'll be like the third or fourth fight in the card.
No,
on the main card, it won't be a co-main or definitely not a main. I think it'll be free TV. I don't see why you put BJ Penn. Look, I respect the hell out of BJ Penn, 100%. I just don't want to see him fight anymore.
Yeah, same.
You know what I mean? Last time I saw him fight, it was nobody that watched that fight and cares about BJ Penn didn't have. There's not one person that did not have at least one tear come out of their eye. You know what I mean? When that fight was going on, because that was just the saddest thing I've ever seen, to see Frankie Edgar just maul him and BJ Penn's corner and not throw the towel. You know what I mean? That was rough to watch, especially after the whooping he took it with Nick. Remember when Nick whooped his ass? I was
that
just like,
one was
BJ's
bad.
I thought BJ was done then. You know what I mean? So now they're gonna get he's supposedly it's not official, Dennis Siver. I mean, I guess, but I'll tell you what, if Dennis Siver knocks him out, he better retire. And he better not come back.
Yes, guaranteed. Like never come back. Just sit at home, come commentate sometimes, just do some analyst job. Do not step back in that cage.
I'll tell you what, had he not come back to the UFC, I bet you would have seen him in Ryzen or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Although I don't know how that would work with the contract. I don't know if if he still has a contract with the UFC or not.
There's another rumored fight.
What?
Not rumored, but I want to see. And I heard, I forgot who was talking about it. Edgar versus Cruz.
Can Frankie Edgar make 135?
If he can make 135, him versus Cruz.
Can he make it though? And not like how he could?
I think he could. Well, or Cruz move up just for a fun fight. I don't think
he would do that. I don't think
Cruz is big 35er.
He is. No, yeah, it's true. He is. Oh, goddamn it, Joker. I can't. Yes, I'm going to say it. Joker says that BJ Penn versus Dennis Siver is like watching fat people fuck. God damn it, dude.
That's gonna be Ken Shamrock versus Gracie. It's gonna be bad.
We're already going downhill with with the show anyway. Okay. And then Fight Book sends me a meme. Oh, god damn it. Is this Cain Velasquez in a suit just staring at the kind of with a half smirk? And it's a meme and it says, "Wear a condom? No need, hun. I'm well known for pulling out."
I saw that.
Yeah, I've seen that before too.
It's funny.
It's I love the internet. What can I say?
It is what it is.
Yeah, right. Exactly. All right. And then the other fight that I actually heard about today, Shogun against Rashad Evans. I'm cool with that.
I'm down with that. I think that's official, actually.
Is it official?
I think that was official. I thought I saw that.
Okay. Well, hey, look, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna be a fun fight to see. When's the last time we saw Shogun? Do you remember? Did he get beat?
Last time he got beat. I forgot who he got beat by. Yeah, it's happening UFC on Fox 19, April 16th. And they also made it official. Do you know what Khabib versus Tommy Ferguson.
Oh, Tony Ferguson and Khabib was official?
I believe so.
Wow, fuck it. Let's make it happen. Yeah, in Tampa, Florida, UFC on Fox 19. All right. Yeah, last time we saw Shogun. Oh, yeah, that awful decision. And I hate to say awful when it comes to Shogun and Little Nog, but that was kind of an ant fight. Especially when they were, hyping it up with their old fight. Before that, he got knocked out by OSP, knocked out by Dan Henderson. His last win before that was James Tahuna in 2013, and then that just embarrassing / just sad submission loss to Chael Sonnen. Anyone that gets submitted by Chael Sonnen, and you're Brazilian or anyone that's trained jiu-jitsu, and you get stopped by Chael, Go home.
Go home.
Grab your bat, grab your ball, and go home. It's all over, man. Anyway, next thing we got here, UFC 197 presser, of course, Verdum has to get in on this, right? Verdum says that, and look, I'm sure everyone's heard about it by now. Conor McGregor just took over the press conference, as he usually does anyway, and just went on a verbal tear of RDA. And Verdum went out of his way to say, if Conor McGregor was talking to me like that, I would have slapped him. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. You would have backed away and said, my back hurt. It hurt. I can't slap him. Someone get him for me. Help. But what do you think, man? You think? Look, to me, it looked like he was already in RDA's head by the end of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know if that means much against a guy like RDA, who seems to be one of the more focused, stone-faced guys out there right now. Like, you don't beat the living crap out of Pettis and then just maul Donald Cerrone in the first round without being just completely 100% focused. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure that the trash talk's going to get to him, but is he already in RDA's head?
Yes. I think I said it on one of your shows. If he's talking about his kids and his family and he doesn't say anything to Conor McGregor, he's in your head. That kind of shit, if you talk about a guy's family and kids saying, you moved to Brazil and your kid's name is what? Luke and some American names he was saying, like disrespecting him bad, disrespecting his country, said nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yeah. It's shocked me. He's in his head. I still think RDA is going to destroy him, though.
Yeah, probably. I mean, look, I take it back. Every time I bet against Conor, I fucking lose. So I'm not going to make my pick until the fight comes up. I want to see how the talk goes, who seems to get rattled and all that, which Conor's not going to get rattled. But here's the thing, and Joker reminded me here on the YouTube chat. He says, I think McGregor made himself look a little silly. His whole traitor immigration thing makes no sense, and it's pretty much about most of the people in America. It's true. Conor McGregor went off on this whole, you left your people, you left your country, you live here now, your kids are named, Bob and Donald or whatever. I don't even know if that's true or not. But, he basically made the point that RDA turned his back on Brazil. Now, a lot of people took that seriously. You know what I mean? And honestly, as somebody that's an immigrant, right? Had to go through the whole. I would have to go through the whole naturalization thing. They make you do like a constitution test and all that shit. I passed it like a motherfucker because I'm good at it. But it's as someone that had to go through the whole process to finally become a citizen of this country. It's had I taken it seriously, I would be offended too. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, you got to think about it too. Conor has moved to Vegas.
I mean, he claims he hasn't. He says he has a house in Vegas, but he's in Dublin.
When's the last time he's been in Dublin?
That's a good question. I don't know.
The last time when he won the interim belt, he was in Dublin, and then he came back. That's it. He can't talk because he's doing the same shit. I guarantee RDA has a home in Brazil too, and he has a home here. He's doing the same shit. He's just trying to get in RDA's head, which he did. And I did not think that would happen at all.
Here's the thing. I don't think, like I said before, I don't think it matters that he's in RDA's head. You know what I mean? I think RDA might even be happy about it. You know what I mean?
Because gives him fuel to punch him in the face harder.
RDA's face when they did the stare down was an oh shit. He might actually hit Conor right now. Now to switch gears a little bit on this, I think Conor went off on all that stuff because he knows RDA is not going to say anything. I think he knows, but just like he went off on Jose, because Jose wasn't going to say anything. He went off on Chad Mendes. Chad Mendes is not the quickest guy up here. He's not. He tried. It didn't work. It didn't work. If you watch any of the trash talk between Chad and Conor leading up to that interim belt fight, Chad's not the quickest up here. He's not the wittiest. He's not the quickest. So Conor knew he had him in the bag. Now, had it been possible to get Conor against Nate Diaz, that don't happen. You know what I mean? It's going to be a lot of gibberish and a lot of yelling back and forth at each other and a lot of having to hold Nate back from actually slapping Conor. You know what I mean? Like, you would have to stop Nate Diaz from smacking him.
He'll
Nate
take
Diaz
the fine.
Nobody.
He'll take the damn fine.
Oh, well, here's the thing with that. If he actually slaps him, they might actually, cancel the fight and suspend Nate Diaz. You know what I mean? But regardless, it wouldn't work. But not to mention, the Joker makes a good point here on YouTube saying RDA knows everything Conor McGregor does is BS to sell the fight. Exactly. If anything, RDA is just RDA might just sprout, say a couple things here and there, nothing too much, just say a couple things here and there because he knows Conor's getting him rich.
Mm-hmm.
He's the fight. He's the money fight right now. Whether or not he beats Conor, it won't matter. He's still getting paid.
Yeah.
Andrew on Twitter saying RDA is stating he's talking for the cage. He knows he will turn Conor into chips, into potato chips. Potato goblin into chips. Okay. And then that's weird. Can he speak? Okay, so Andrew says if Conor cannot speak Gaelic, then he's a fake Irishman. I never even heard of that.
I never even heard him speak Gaelic. I don't think he can. That'd be crazy.
I'm gonna look that up. I'm curious now. After the show, I'm gonna be like, can Conor McGregor speak?
But I don't know. Conor's marketing is smart with it. If you really think about it, during the world tour with the first auto fight, he talked his trash in the beginning. He upped it a little bit. Then he dumbed it down. Then Chad Mendes pulled out. He picked it up again. Then he dumbed it down. Day of weigh-ins, he didn't speak. He just said, I'm going to beat him. I'm going to knock him out. He's a little monkey, blah, 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 blah. Walked in the cage, won, didn't say anything. Didn't say any jokes or anything like that. He's smart with it. You see him start dumbing down towards the end, closer you get to the fight. I think RDA is going to do the complete opposite. He's quiet now, but I think he's going to pick it up towards the fight and then finish him.
How crazy would it be? RDA out of nowhere starts talking some hilarious major shit, and Conor just gets his face like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean? He gets that oh, fuck face. That'd be so good.
RDA hires Chael Sonnen to write his jokes for him.
Fuck that. You know how I would hire if I'm RDA? If I want to talk some real shit, who would I get? Oh,
Diaz.
Man. If Muhammad, no. If Muhammad Ali,
Ali.
Still do it. Muhammad Ali can still do it the way he used to back in the day before, the unfortunate circumstance he is in now. I'd get him. But who would you hire to talk shit, write shit for you? I would hire like some of the best comics. Like I'd hire Bill Burr. I would hire like some of the best comedians to just because Bill Burr made a bunch of made jokes about Conor like a motherfucker already. Yeah. So anyway, all right. Moving on here. Just real quick note: if you guys didn't hear, UFC tried to get I think it's called an injunction to be able to hold an event while that whole legalizing MMA thing is still being worked on in New York. Judge knocked it down, so there will be no UFC 199 or 198, whatever they were trying to get in Madison Square Garden. Not happening. So once again, I was right. No MMA in New York this year. Not that I really care, but again, and I know for completely selfish reasons, I don't care because I can't get to New York for an event. As far as for the good of the sport, it should be able to be in the biggest market in the country, or arguably the biggest market in the country.
I can agree with that, but with the 3 strikes, basically, I think this is the 3rd time they got shut out, right? 3rd or 4th. You got to give up at some point. Just let them. Don't start saying rumors like, oh, we're gonna have John Jones versus DC, Madison Square Garden. Don't even say anything because you have to think about it. Madison Square Garden it's the big daddy of them all to have an event, but it costs a lot too. I think the last time the WWE was in there was last year for a Brock Lesnar event or some shit like that. Then the last time before that was like 3 years ago. So I looked up interviews with like people who run stuff there and everything. It costs so much to have an event there that I think the UFC should just give up and stop announcing shit because it's just bullshit. It's not going to happen. I don't think it'll happen within the next 2 years.
I don't. The way politics works, it does take time, a lot of time, all the time, and it takes a lot of grease money. But I would say end of next year, maybe. But as far as this year, I think that's it. I don't think it's going to be happening unless something happens in that whole process that speeds it up. And I'm not sure it's going to happen right now. All right. Let's finish off with this weekend's event. It's let me pull it up here.
UFC on Fox Fight Night.
Newark
doesn't have a number. New York.
It's Newark. But UFC Fight Night, Newark, Jersey. So you New Yorkers, you want to go see an MMA fight? Go across whatever bridge you got to go across to get to New Jersey. All right. We'll talk about a few fights on the card. Obviously, the main event: Anthony Rumble Johnson against Ryan Bader. Lots of people. Not lots of people. I mean, the obvious choice is there, but I'm going a different way, and I'll explain it in a second. But relax. See. Yeah, nothing too special than maybe Matt Dwyer and that Randy Brown kid from I think that was Randy Brown's from the Dana White show, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think so. I want to say he is. Don't quote me on that, but Randy Brown sounds like the kid from that. So he's gonna fight. Yeah, it is actually. Now that I remember, Randy Brown is a kid, one of the kids that Dana White found and is looking for a fight show in the second episode. I think it was the first episode, fighting Matt Dwyer in the prelims. Then what else we got?
Damn, Matt Dwyer has 100% knockout ratio.
Yep. We're gonna find out what Randy Brown's made of. Bruce Leroy, Alex Caceres coming back, taking on Macio Fulham. Bruce Leroy needs to win badly.
Yeah, he does.
Badly. Rafael Natal against Kevin Casey is fight, but yeah, exactly. And it's my reaction to that too. And then who you got? Tarek Saffiedine against Jake Ellenberger, because Ellenberger needs to win badly.
Yeah, Ellenberger needs to win. I think he's gonna grab it. It's gonna be a decision though. It's gonna be a long, boring fight, but I think he'll get the win. He needs this win to stay in the UFC, in my opinion.
I don't think so, man. This is what's gonna happen. First round, Saffiedine's gonna kick the shit out of Ellenberger, and then in between rounds, Edmund's gonna tell Jake, "You're doing great. You're winning this fight. He's almost knocked out. You're gonna win. You gotta do it. Just keep pressuring him. You're gonna win." And he's gonna go in there and get head kicked, and it's over.
I just saw your face. I switched over to the camera.
But yeah. Anyway, that was stupid. Anyway, yeah, I got Tarek Saffiedine in that one too, and I think Ellenberger gets his Bellator papers handed over. And in the main card, Sage Northcutt against Brian Barberena. My opinion, Northcutt versus Andrew Holbrook. What is going to be a much more interesting fight, a much tougher fight for Sage. Now he gets Brian Barberena, who's a tough guy, but I think Sage is tougher than him, and I think Sage knocks him out. Who you got in that one?
Sage. I'm on the bandwagon. I said it the whole time, and no, Sage is gonna win. He'll get a loss. He'll get a loss coming up. It'll be just like the Page thing. They build him up, give him that top 10, top 5 fighter, get dropped, and come back.
Here's the thing about this. If you guys don't know, and on the YouTubes, yeah, Fightbook says Sage as well. Here's the thing about, first of all, Sage. If anyone knows Sage Northcutt, Nick desperately wants to have a 3-way with him and Paige Van Zant as soon as possible. If you can hook it up, his girlfriend won't mind. It's his life dream. It's just one like free pat. I'm fucking with you. That's but yeah, Joker taking this one. Sage got this one easy. Got short notice guy. I agree. I got Sage in that one. I think he's just too. He's just when he comes up, he feels superhuman, which I think you should test him. If anyone says they feel superhuman, they should be tested immediately. But
he's been tested, I think, 9 times.
It's a ridiculous amount of times for a guy like him.
Yeah, for a 19-year-old, he's getting tested 9 times.
Now this to me is like the dark horse fight of the night. Yuri Alcantara against Jimmy Rivera.
Yeah.
That should be a really good fight, and I'm gonna take Alcantara on this one. Who you got? I'm
taking Rivera on that one. I think Rivera is gonna play it smart. He's gonna use his ground game a lot more, and take a decision. It's gonna be a good fight, though. I do agree.
All right, co-main event, heavyweights. Josh Barnett, the War Master, against Big Ben Rothwell, the guy that shouldn't be doing post-fight interviews ever again. So obviously, I'm picking Josh Barnett. But here's the thing about Josh Barnett: he's just Josh Barnett, man. I don't know how to explain that guy.
You don't know what to
Josh Barnett.
Yeah, that's my thing. You don't know what to expect from Josh Barnett. Like with the Frank Mir fight.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. You just don't know. I don't know.
He's got the ground game. He's got the
definitely has a ground game.
He definitely has a ground game. He's got the wrestling. Obviously, he's heavy as shit. He's heavier than he looks for sure.
Yeah.
And you know, and he's got the whole game. The guy's got experience. He's never nervous at all. He never panics in the cage. You know,
the man tapped out Dean Lister. Come on.
That's what I'm saying. You never seen that, right? And then on top of that, you know, Barnett's not gonna tap quickly like Mitrione did when Rothwell got him in that weak ass half-ass guillotine. When Mitrione was like, "Oh shit, man!" You know, that was it. No, that's not gonna happen with Barnett. Barnett's smart. He's calm. He's focused. And I got Barnett, and it's gonna be a quick, not quick. It's gonna be a first round fight. I think
I'm gonna take Rothwell.
Really?
Yeah.
Joker agrees with you. He says he's leaning towards Rothwell.
I'm thinking because I think his knockout power. I think he can clip him. And then I want a post-fight interview too, a good one.
I don't want the
and stay in character. Stay in fucking character. God damn it.
Here's what I think he should do. He should put on like he should have one of his corners with like a Darth Vader mask with the voice box on it. You know what I mean? And just do that. That way he can break character in the mask and you wouldn't know.
So down.
But something. Joker says, "Did you know 34 of Rothwell's 35 wins are finishes?" I'm about to fact check you on that on some CNN shit, my friend. Hang on.
Some CNN shit.
Hang on. You ever seen that after the debates?
Yeah.
CNN fact checkers. Okay, we do absolutely nothing. We just tell you that someone lied.
Has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9.
No, you can count. You can count on the fucking. You can count on the top 30.
Yeah, he does.
So he has 32. It says 32 on the top, but you know, Sherdog and UFC have different fucking stats for everybody. It's weird, but still, 30-some finishes in a fight. Rothwell's the shit. He's legit. Barnett's more legit, in my opinion. Now, yeah, it is what
he has the experience. He has the experience.
He has the experience. And but first of all, I never watch a Baron Rothwell fight and not laugh a little bit because the way he moves is super weird. He moves like an awkward 14-year-old at his first school dance. When he's trying to dance, he's just like, he does this shit and throws like weird shit around. That's kind of how Ben Rothwell fights. He goes in like at some point, you think his head's going to fall off and shit. I'm like, what the fuck's he doing? I forgot he was fighting where he was doing that. And I burst out laughing. Yeah, I wasn't sober, but I burst out fucking laughing because I was like, what the fuck is Ben? And I couldn't stop laughing. It was so good. So, you know, I don't mind seeing a Ben Rothwell fight ever. I love it. I just can't take him serious. So, however, let's talk title fights at this point. Even though the heavyweight division is the big gaggle fucker right now at the top because everyone's hurt or pretending to be hurt or dodging people or ducking people or waiting for John Jones to fucking move up, right? But winner of this fight, contender or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Either way who wins. Anthony Johnson's already a contender. Ryan Bader, if he wins, contender.
No, I'm talking about the co-main, my friend.
Oh, co-main. I thought you were talking about the main.
No.
Contender, yeah, because it's a heavyweight division. Everyone's hurt. Unless Overeem comes and re-signs his contract, then I think he should get the title shot. I think the winner of this should get a title shot.
Yeah.
And I hope it's Josh Barnett, but I kind of want to see Ben Rothwell do it too.
I'd like to see Josh Barnett in there just because I'm a Josh Barnett fan. You know what I mean? But and Joker makes a good point. Actually, I'm gonna give you an answer on that point, my friend. He says heavyweight division is aging badly. They need new blood. They're aging and they're getting hurt.
Yes.
Now in heavyweight division, age doesn't matter as much as it would in the lower divisions because it's just rock'em sock'em when you get older. I mean, even in some, for some middleweights and some light heavyweights like Dan Henderson, they shuffle H bomb. It's all he's got. You know what I mean? And you still can't stop it for some fucking reason. But they have UFC has been signing young guys. They have been signing young guys. They signed 2 guys just recently. A 30-year-old from M1, former champ, Marcin. Fuck.
Oh yeah.
Ty something. Sorry, but the other guy is a new guy, Adam. This guy, the 7-1 guy, Adam something. Last name starts with an M. I talked about it this morning on fucking Morning Glory. I can't remember right now, but yeah, they're starting to sign younger guys. Which, while we're at it, and we have about 10 minutes left in the show, Sean Jordan is a free agent. He says if they don't give him the money that he thinks he deserves, he's gonna peace out. He's gonna retire, or he's gonna walk away from MMA. Is how everyone's putting it these days. Does the UFC re-sign him?
No, I think he walks out. I think he's not going to get the money that he wants. I think he does walk out, but I'd say he doesn't walk out on MMA. I can see him going to Bellator. Bellator needs a lot of heavyweights too. Then again, I want them to lose their heavyweights and have them come to the UFC because there's a lot of good heavyweights over there.
Well, here's the thing. I think the money has to be right. Look, at some point, the UFC is going to offer him something if they haven't already, right? Mm-hmm. And if the UFC offers him something and Bellator can't at least match it, there's no point. You know what I mean? And I don't mind. Look, I like guys like Sean Jordan because guys like Sean Jordan make this, give you something to think about when you're fighting them. When Sean Jordan starts moving around the way he does, and you're just like, what the fuck? How can a guy that big move like that? It makes no sense. You know what I mean? But he's a guy like that. So I like guys like Sean Jordan being around. I just don't think they're gonna pay him what he thinks that they owe him. You know, what he thinks they owe him. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if he's gonna come back. I hope they do. I hope they sign him. Andrew Reed says UFC should sign Tyson Fury for the heavyweight division.
Yes.
And then he's picking Barnett in that fight. But Tyson Fury in MMA, only if he gets to fight Cain Velasquez after all that shit he was talking. So, or fuck it, Verdum. I don't know. I don't want to give him a title shot. Never mind. I mean, he might go crazy and Klitschko our asses. With that boring ass, I barely hit you, but we won fight type of deal. Although Verdum, I think he easily beat him. Anyway,
wait, that young heavyweight that you said, isn't that the guy that
Adam Milstead?
Someone broke his leg on his shin or something, like Anderson Silva?
Marcin. Fuck's his last name? Hold on, I just found the other guy. Adam Milstead is oh god damn it, his nickname's a prototype. But he's a 28-year-old. He's a 28-year-old out of Pittsburgh, 7-1, and has all 7 wins, or he has a 7-fight win streak. He lost his very first professional fight by TKO, but since then hasn't lost. Nobody of any notable name, but 28 years old, 7-1, 6'3", at a Pittsburgh Fight Club. Look, 2 submissions. He's a knockout guy. Obviously, heavyweight guys, mostly knockout guys. 5 knockouts on his record, no decisions yet. And then 2 submission wins. One was an armbar, one was a guillotine choke. So we're gonna get to see him in the UFC finally. I'm trying to find the other guy. He's a former M1 heavyweight champion. I just can't remember his fucking name. Tibura. There it is, Marcin Tibura. Now he's a 30-year-old with he's 13-1, and he's got some ground game, dude. He takes you down. He's got the jiu-jitsu. He's been known to go after arm bars. He's been known to be able to take your back, win by triangle chokes. But he can also knock people out. That last fight he won because the dude that kicked him broke his own leg. So he did Anderson Silva, some guy named Ante Delija. So thing is, he's only fought in Poland and he's only fought in Russia. Only Poland and Russia. So that makes you think one thing. Well, 2 things. One is the guy, when he comes over here, is it going to be different for him? He's going to fuck up. And 2, have they tested him yet?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, 2 young guys in the UFC's heavyweight division. Let's hope for more. And they got to be out there somewhere. All right, man, let's talk this main event. We got a few minutes left here on the show. Main event, Anthony Rumble Johnson against Ryan Masturbator. He should definitely fucking take that nickname, by the way. It's Darth Vader. It's the most awful.
Hey, no. Yeah, that's one of my favorite nicknames, so shut the fuck up.
Yeah, shut up with your Star Wars living ass. Ryan Masturbator would be the best fucking nickname ever. I'd be a fan of Ryan Masturbator because they'd be like, dude, that guy has a sense of humor. Fuck yeah. Just like Andre Touchy-Feely. I can appreciate that. You know what I mean? Ryan Bader could suck at fighting, like more than he does. But I'm kidding, he doesn't suck. But Ryan Bader could be awful, and I would still be a fan for the fact that he had the balls to be like, yeah, my name's Ryan Masturbator, and not even crack a smile, just keep talking. Because I would burst out laughing if he said that shit, especially if I was baked. But a lot of people taking Rumble. I think Andy's taking Rumble. Andrew Reed says, don't bet against a heavyweight coming from M1. And that's the other point, too. M1 guys are rough, tough dudes. So that Marchinga could be legit. And in fact, I think he will be. So Andy's taking Rumble as well as a lot of people. Who are you taking?
Rumble. I just think he's gonna stop the Bader train that's been going on. Him saying that he's better.
Ryan Masturbator train. That's right. I can't stop. I can't stop with that bullshit.
It's gonna be Rumble Johnson, guaranteed. He's gonna drop him. He's gonna clip him, and it's gonna be a very, very quick fight. I think Bader's stock's gone. Yeah, he's gonna be gone. A lot of people already don't like Bader because he just takes it to the ground and he does the usual stuff to win. In my opinion, the GSP to win.
But he wins.
Yeah. But I don't think he's gonna win this one.
Yeah.
Well, no, I can't say that because you can see what DC did to Johnson. You can say that.
DC has striking compared to Ryan Bader, especially.
That's true.
So, now By the way, I'm not the first one to throw out that masturbator line. That's everyone. I guarantee everyone's done it. In fact, I guarantee guys in his own gym have said it to him. Like, your nickname should be masturbator for sure. You should definitely do that shit for sure. That someone said that to him, right? But I'm taking Bader, man. I think unless, and look, it's kind of a long shot in my opinion. But unless Anthony Johnson knocks him out in the first couple minutes and just knocks his head right off, which he absolutely could, and if he lands, probably will. Bader's going to take him to the ground and do just what you said. Pressure him, take him down. Now, he's not as good a wrestler as DC. He's not as strong as DC. He's not as heavy and as persistent and as pressure-oriented as DC, in my opinion. But he's still a wrestler with high wrestling, what we call accolades. He's a high pedigree guy, in my opinion, as far as wrestling goes. So I think he could take Anthony Johnson down. And we've seen Anthony Johnson doesn't do well in wrestling. He gasses out if you put your weight and on top of him and everything. So what I think is going to happen is, look, Johnson's probably going to knock him out. But I think if Bader can avoid that and avoid getting knocked out in the first couple minutes of each round, he can definitely ground him. In fact, he could probably gas Johnson out. This is a 5-round fight, by the way. So I think he can gas him out by the middle of the second round. Anthony Johnson's going to be breathing real heavy with his face on the ground and either get TKO'd, maybe even submitted. I mean, we've seen it happen. You know, but you think Johnson knocks him out or what?
Yeah, I think Johnson just knocks him out. He clips him. I can see your point though. I can see how Bader can play it smart, tire him out and get a TKO or a decision win. But I don't know. I think he wants that belt. That's the only thing he wants right now is that belt, and he wants either to fight John Jones finally or DC again.
Yeah. A couple comments here. Joker taking Bader. Says Bader survives in the mid-second, grinds Rumble out of cardio. I think it's going to be longer. I don't think Bader has the game plan of DC. And I think Anthony Johnson's going to be working on something to stop such takedown, such pressure type of game. But I don't know how long he can keep that up for. That takes a lot of energy. And we've seen Johnson gas out real quick. So I'm with you. Bader wins, I think. But third, fourth round probably, I think. Third or fourth round. Could be second. You never know. But I just don't think Bader's anywhere close to DC. So Bader wins this fight. It's kind of title shot, right? Title shot time for him?
Bader, yeah. If he gets his win, for sure. If Johnson wins, for sure. Bader.
Okay, so the winner likely gets a title shot, you think?
Winner likely gets a title shot. If Bader wins, I don't think yet. I think they'll give him one more fight. I do think that they're going to screw him over again. Hold on, let me pull up the rankings. Let me see.
He's going to be, I think Bader's number 4 and Johnson's number 2. But Johnson did just lose. He lost against DC for the title, obviously. But he knocked out Jimmy Manuwa in the second round. But anyone that thought Jimmy Manuwa was going to be able to beat Johnson in that fight, and if I'm not mistaken, that was a short notice fight for Jimmy. I did not give Jimmy a chance in that fight either. I thought it was going to be a knockout, and it was.
I think they fought before. If OSP wins, Bader OSP. If Bader loses,
that's happened, right?
Yeah, I think it's happened before. Or Gus versus Bader.
Ooh, Gus versus Bader. But how many shots can you give Gus?
More.
Like how many? How many title shots can you give Gus?
With those two performances against DC and against Jones, we all want to see the Jones fight again. I do. I definitely do.
And you have a point. Look, the guys that the last 3 guys that Gustafsson lost to: John Jones, beast; Anthony Johnson, beast; and Cormier, beast. And the Johnson and the DC fights are super close.
Yeah, the only one that wasn't close is not the Johnson, the Jones.
No, Jones. Yeah, Jones DC.
Yeah, the only one that was Johnson, and I don't know. You can still make that fight again too, but I want to see Gus get one more, either against Jones or DC.
And then Andrew's saying it will go the same way as Rumble versus Gus, and he's talking about Bader, so it could be. Joker says Bader actually deserves a shot, even though no one really wants to see him or see it. It's true. The guy's not exciting, but if you win, you win. That's just kind of what it is. So I think that's all we have. Yeah, right. Tell it to Frankie Edgar. That's right. Fucking yeah. Nick with the point to finish the show. Goddamn.
Pisses me off. He doesn't have a title shot. Just
that guy's fucking. That guy's got screwed more than anybody that I can think of in recent memory.
Go on a fucking rampage.
Yeah, right. All right, well, that's gonna do it for us. That's what we have planned for the show, and that's kind of time up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So follow Nick at NickXMicro. Follow me at Elaw31. The page is at CrossBonesMMA. I'm back tonight. In fact, I'm back in 3 hours. Breaking the Law with Eddie Law and Spreaker. So if you want to join me, the link will be on Twitter. It'll be tweeting out automatically for the next 2 hours or so, 3 hours. And you can join me for Breaking Law with Eddie Law. I talk all sports, but there's a big old chunk of MMA today. So definitely join me for that. I also have a phone line if you feel like calling in. If you want to, great. If you don't want to, it's fine. Hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on the Spreaker chat. Again, thanks, Nick, for coming on. Appreciate you guys watching us today. Shout out to Andy, Joker, Mike, my boy from Fightbook MMA. Bonnie tuned in today. Appreciate that. And anyone else that tuned in today, appreciate it. And you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful afternoon. Catch you guys in a couple hours here, and catch you in the next in the pocket. See ya.
Later.